No.
All right, so
I get my
we're
fucking
recording,
phone to
guys.
charge.
Not for being
Give me
recorded.
This
one sec.
is
Yeah,
um.
we are.
All
That's
right,
it.
so,
I'm out.
Oh, you
I'm
can
out.
you can leave it on. I'm just my
Yeah.
fucking charge.
all right, so a little preamble. We were trying to record an episode in person earlier, and some shit went off the fucking rails with episode 50.
My kid was
So
screaming.
yeah, Jake's kid was having a strainer,
Had to go
and
home.
my dog decided to rip the fucking door off the hinge. And
Did
fucking,
she?
yeah, shit, dude, the fucking door came falling off after you left. It's like it's out there like sitting on an angle right now.
Yeah.
The storm door
Yeah,
or
the storm door. She like didn't even rip the hinge out of the frame. She ripped the frame out of the side of the house.
I was only
Jesus
half paying
Christ.
attention to that shit too. I've been like fucking squirrel brained all day, worse than usual. So I was only half paying attention to that shit. So at some point, I fucking set it halfway back because I'm like, wait a minute. Like, are we still like? I thought we were talking about a dog, but now I'm not so sure. Are we still talking about a dog? As soon as you said, and she ripped it halfway off the fucking hinges, I was like, oh my god, like what kind of
What kind
insanity
of
are we
woman is
doing
this?
here, right? Yeah,
I didn't
right.
think Sonja was that
I,
fat.
I have well, I haven't met that many dogs with that level of manual dexterity, right? So I had
No,
to
she didn't have manual dexterity as much as she just got like the right fucking. It's like when
fucking
you see like a guy
force
fucking
some momentum.
you get like when a hockey player lines up the perfect hip check, but
No,
like he breaks the guy through the fucking glass. It was like the perfect fucking angle for the thing to just pop off.
off
Like
right out. Yeah,
couldn't have fucking gone a million to one, or I don't even know what I'm saying. I fucking smoked a
and I
huge
and I
bong.
gathered that. Like I said, I was only half.
I
You know.
can't stand this
But
fucking
like I
dog.
said,
First of all,
I what your explanation there, I pretty much gathered that, but it was like I said, I was only half paying attention. I was like, wait, let's make sure I got this story straight. Yeah.
Well, I picked up some chick at the bar, and she came over, and then
Yeah.
tried to rip the door out of
And
the
I
hinges
kicked
when
her in the
Jake
face.
Jake kicked her in the mouth.
in the mouth.
Yeah.
Push her
Wait a
away with my
minute.
foot.
Yeah.
No. She was like going for you. And I saw you just like put your foot up, and she's like, "Don't mind if I do." But she does
My
that
foot.
shit to me. Yeah, she does that shit to me all the fucking time. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna get booted in the fucking mouth if you
Oh
fucking do
fuck.
that.
Dude, I
When
live
I
like
originally pushed her away, my foot was on her chest and she was like coming at me and I just like shoved her away. And then like she was like, "Oh yeah, it's playtime." And then she started really coming at me. I'm like, fuck. Should not have engaged.
I'm living in a house with four dogs that, none of them are really mine. One of them has like fucking undying loyalty to me because I fucking, looked after her more than her owner did at one point, right? But the major point is that there's one dog here that fucking hates my guts and wants to eat me on sight. And he's literally the only dog I've ever met in my life that don't like me. Right. So like when you're talking about fending off dogs and shit, like I deal with that shit on a constant fucking basis. Like I've gave him a smack in the nose before. Like I'm not an animal abuser. Like this dog is very scary and he's trying to kill me.
No, Jake's got the same thing going on, like Rocky. Like
No. Oh yeah, it's fucking horrendous, man.
If a dog's trying to fuck me up, I'm hitting it. Like
Well,
fuck.
yeah, no, exactly. Well, it's like
I'm an abuser.
like, I love both you guys, and but it's like with you, if it's me or you, it's going to be you, right?
yeah, absolutely. Like
Oh, like,
you're the one with
right,
like
I'm not going
85
down
little
without a
knives in
fight.
your mouth.
Yeah.
I got no dog in this fight. Like I literally try not to like fucking I'd be very gentle with her because she's a fucking shelter dog. And it's like, I respect that. And I try to be as accommodating and respectful of her situation. And like I even took care of Rocky when Jake was having the baby back over the summer. Like, and Rocky fucking did not want anything to do with me. And I still like he was biting me. He was like fucking trying to tear my fucking head off every time I'd fucking come through the door. And he bit me a couple of times, but I mean,
Yeah.
I still managed to get him fucking walked and shit. But at the same time, like, if he would ever come at me in a threatening way, it's like you're going flying, dude. Like, it's not a question of me or you. But at the same time, I love the guy, and I made sure that he was fucking taken care of to the best of my ability. That's above all
That's
what
pretty.
I worry about.
That's
But
good. That's good,
he's back, and he's live, and he's sideways.
right?
Doesn't it make it better if I'm
It is. You're
Well, if I turn
sideways.
my fucking laptop like this,
It should. God damn it! This fucking cunt dog. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, dude! I want to fucking cut his head off and feed it to a fucking goat.
Why a goat?
Fuck's sake!
Yeah.
I don't know. Just what came to mind.
The nipple goat?
yeah. I
Yes.
hear they're all right pets, other than the climbing on your truck and shit. They're pretty bad for that, from what I hear. Go.
Yeah, they bite too, but they're not bad.
Fuck it, dude. I'm angry now. This fucking
Yeah.
dog. God damn it. I
Kick them like a
can't do
football.
anything. I can't do anything without. Like today, when I drove to your house, Joe, was the first time I drove without him in like months. Like I can't even do the podcast without bringing him out here, and I got to bring a ball because he's gonna start barking if I don't have a fucking ball. Or if I don't throw the ball fast enough, he starts barking at me. Like, dude, will you fuck off? It's
Yeah.
it's 10:30 at night. All my neighbors are both close on both sides. He's fucking.
What is he?
Perf.
What
He's a
is
Jack
he?
Russell
Okay.
Chihuahua mix. He's a
Oh,
cunt.
Jesus fucking
Both sides.
Yeah, no,
Chihuahua and
that
Jack
sounds
Russell.
like
He's a double cunt.
yeah, that sounds like something that fucking mad scientist made up.
Yeah, absolute
Yeah.
fucking. He's like my best friend, but oh
He's hard on the nerves though.
God, he fucking pisses me off. He's a foster. He's going home soon. So
Okay,
Yeah,
Tina's like, we shouldn't get another dog, and I'm like, you're right, but I'm gonna like, I'm
Get
gonna
a
just come
good
home with
dog.
a fucking.
Get like a
You don't
golden.
know
No,
though.
I mean you're in the fucking dog getting fucking position at this point. You know, you got an old lady and a fucking place and a kid. You're doing the family man thing. So yeah, you can afford
Yeah,
another,
for sure.
right?
You gotta
It's
take care of that kid. Kid needs a dog.
It's
Yeah.
even more high stakes though. Like when a dog barks and you're fucking 6 months old asleep.
Oh, no doubt. No,
Like,
I heard
oh
you
my
talk about
fucking
that
god.
shit on the pod there. You're like, if you fucking wait, I swear to God, right? And I'm like, I don't even, like I don't even have any kids. I was looking after one the other week. That's a whole fucked up story.
How
But
the
like,
fuck
no,
did you get yourself
I
involved
felt
in that?
no fuck. I felt that though. It's like, yeah, no doubt, as you would be. Right? Like I used to do fucking lawn care work and shit, and I remember going up to doors and being like, do not ring the doorbell, knock on the door, like the dog will wake up the kid. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Same when I was delivering
like
delivering food.
intricate notes.
When I was delivering food, they would text me like, please do not ring the doorbell. Please. And I'd be like, I got you, man.
But
I have a
that's
fucking baby.
usually what that one is it's the combo of kids and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs will go nuts.
When I was delivering pizzas, there was there was like some kids in Ocean City that were having a house party. It wasn't Ocean City, it was Sea Isle. It was like 58th Street in Sea Isle. And I took the pizzas there and they were like, our downstairs neighbors keeps threatening to call the cops on us, so you gotta be really quiet. And I had to like leave it on their porch. And they slipped me a $20 bill through the slats in their fucking porch. I just remember that shit. It was just hanging there. I was like, yoink, and then put it in my fucking pocket and walked off.
They're like, yeah, where's the change? You're
No,
just running back to the truck.
they were like super cool. They like called, they were on the phone. They were all like, hi, we're having a party, but you got to be really quiet when you deliver the pizzas. Like, it's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Just, like, I don't know. It was so fucking stupid. But that's like,
It's like his parents were asleep.
well, like, I think it was just that there was a duplex and like the bottom floor, there was people on the bottom floor and they were like afraid, but I think they were just like overly paranoid or probably tripping balls on something because that's what you do in the winter.
There you go, right? But like it's
Yeah.
just the fact you said, like the fact that they told you they're like, we're having a party, but you still got to be quiet. Is like, I know this sounds lame, but we're actually still having fun.
We're frying nutsack.
The walls are breathing and I can't figure out why grandma's staring at me like that.
Who the fuck wants to eat pizza while they're on acid?
I mean, it's maybe like the trip sitter or something like that.
True.
Fuck,
There's
Trip
also
sitter. That's
I've
fuck does
ate
that.
on trips before. It is kind of a weird experience.
Yeah.
Right?
I went to the diner the morning after, and
Well, yeah, no,
this
that's
is
the way to
fucking.
do it. Like as when you're coming
No,
down.
it was still weird because we weren't. I don't know. It was like 5 a.m. So it was like we took it at like midnight. So we were still kind of like
Yeah,
fucked
no, you're
up.
still kind of in the
It was
thick of
uncomfortable.
it.
There's all these people getting ready for work, and I'm like, I haven't slept yet. Like I'm on
No,
drugs
but
right now.
that's I have opinions on this shit. Of course I do. That's the way to do it is, you want to like not really eat like all fucking day, like have a light meal so there's something in your stomach, and then you take your fucking acid or your shrooms and then when like you're coming down, but you're like no longer high, like eating is no longer a weird experience. It's like how it's like if you have to take a shit on LSD, that's like you're
Oh,
just like, oh fuck,
Oh,
this is gonna be terrible, right?
this is so horrible, dude.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I just know this is gonna be rough. But it's like
You
yeah,
sit
so
there
once,
way
once
too
you're past
long.
all that, but like when you're coming down, it's like like even cook that shit before you get high. Like have your favorite meal as you're fucking sitting there watching the sunrise or the sunset or whatever it is,
The
like
best for me was a cocktail when you're starting to come down, have a few beers, just takes the
oh
edge
yeah,
off.
for
I mean,
sure.
I would drink while tripping too, but a lot of times I would just trip and then have like 3 or 4 beers at like 7 a.m. and then pass out.
I always found that was a strange one because you can fucking be tripping and sometimes you just like drink like a fish, right?
Yeah, and you still
Like you're
tripping your
drinking like
nutsack
mad
off.
and you're not drunk at all until you eventually start coming down. And then when you come down, you're like instant drunk, right? But then there's other times where it's like, you're tripping and it's like, oh yeah, you just like you're sipping a beer like your dad and his buddies talking about mowing the lawn, like fucking nothing intense, right?
I think I've told this before, but Casey, one time when I was driving somewhere, I was in a Walmart parking lot and I had
Oh
my
God.
Snapchat out, and I was and she was like, "You should send me a picture of your dick," and I was like, "You know what? I'll do you one better." So I got my pants down and hiked up and like sat up and made my dick drive with my dick was using the steering wheel in my car. I was driving around the parking lot like that.
You,
That's
you better have
impressive.
got laid out of that. You better have
Well,
got laid out of that.
not like I would think I was like on the way to work or something, but
Oh,
yeah, like
fuck.
it many a times with her. She's a
Yeah.
saint.
Oh, there you go. No, I was gonna say because like that, like if you were just like flirting with some random bitch, on Tinder, and like that was the pick, like
That's an alpha
that
move.
deserves a standing ovation,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah, that's
She's got to
I
come over like right then.
I've had some
yeah.
like weird polls on Tinder that like I don't even know how that happened. I went
Yeah.
on a date with a chick on Tinder that we were supposed to meet up after work, and instead of meeting up after work like at a bar or whatever, she just came over to my house and we played with my dog from like I don't know the time she came over till the time like we left, and then she just like left, and I never heard from her again. But she did send me a text message when she got home that was like, "I'm really happy that you didn't try to bang me," and that was it. That's the last I heard from
That's code
this.
for I wish you would have tried to bang me.
Yeah, like she
Well,
just wanted.
I mean, see, that's like I had this fuck buddy in Edmonton years back. This native chick. And well, I kept running into her at the same concerts, right? Metal shows and punk shows and stuff, right? Fucking so we just kept running into each other, right? And I had just moved there recently. She had just moved there recently, and so she's like, "Oh yeah, like I just kind of want to like make some friends, and like I just want someone to drink with and fucking listen to tunes with, like who's not gonna try and fuck me." I was like, "I can not fuck you if you like if that's the alternative." Sit there and drink beer and listen to good music. I can do that all night fucking long, right?
Yeah.
But then when you prove to be that guy that isn't gonna try and fuck her, nothing makes them want to fuck you more.
Yeah,
So,
then they just grab you by the wiener and then
Every time.
you know how that story ends, right?
Yeah,
you're such a
totally.
nice guy.
Huh?
Right? Like, oh yeah, I'm a gentleman, right?
You're just like no, you're not
I
like
mean,
any other guy I've ever met before, and you never. There's no pressure of you trying to fuck me, and then it's like 10 minutes later, you're literally sitting on my
fucking
face
just like fucking exactly. Yeah.
But the
every
best
time.
is
I mean, like I
the
wasn't
best
oblivious to that at the moment either, right? Like,
No.
the The best is when they were like, "Oh,
Fucking-
we're not having sex tonight," and I would always believe it. And then like 3 hours later, I'm like, "Wait, I thought you said we weren't doing this." Like I was like, I got tacos. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
was not planning on
when
this.
that's when you just say that's what you think.
I was ordering DoorDash. Yeah, like literally, like you can wear them down. I mean, it's not like wear them down.
My
Wear 'em down.
my
Like, you wear 'em
favorite
down.
though is that Jim Jeffries bit about the fucking broad that was like, oh, just one moment before you give me a ride, I'm going to call my mother and be like, hi, in case I'm with Jim Jeffries, like in case he rapes and murders me or whatever, right? And then Jimmy's like, you seem a lot more interested in solving this rape than preventing it.
Jim Jeffries is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
The I guess what would it be, the proprietary, not proprietor, what am I trying to say, people that commit the crime, perpetrators, thank you, the perpetrators of said crime, yeah, the perps.
This goes full circle to what we were
Granddaddy
talking about
perps.
earlier. The outlaw motorcycle scene in Australia is like one of the most insane in the world right now.
Well, because
Like,
like
they
that's
are-
Really.
It's like how it was here in like the 70s or whatever. Like they're like just fucking killing each other left and right. Like they're just, I mean, they're still doing that here now, but like Australia is like a fucking war zone. In the
one of
You
their
guys were always pussies compared to us, but
one of their one of their
it's big in Canada too. Aren't the Hells Angels? Aren't the Hells Angels in Canada?
Oh, they run the show. They run the
It's
show.
It's all pagans.
Like it all started back in the fucking day when the mob finally started to like accept selling drugs, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't want to get their hands dirty, right?
So
Still make money
Hells
off it.
Angels
So they
running
just
it.
contracted that off to the fucking boys, and then the boys just basically took over and supplanted fucking them. And outlaws HA are really big across Canada, but the outlaws are actually control the majority of Ontario. Not all of it.
That's Joe. That's who Kayla's brother's in. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
We couldn't think of the name earlier. We were like the Mongols, the Warlocks. Like we were like,
I thought it was the Warlocks, but no, you're right. It's the Outlaws. Yeah.
No,
Warlocks are PA. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
but
the ones that I
down
knew
here,
were
it's down here. It's all the pagans, which are the HA's biggest rival.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
see here, like I said, that's basically their only rivalry is like they are unrivaled everywhere else in Canada, other than province of Ontario, right?
Yeah.
Like there's an outlaws clubhouse down the road from us. They kept trying to get my old man to join.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm literally a fucking retired guy, like fucking like from a job with the shop, right? Like
they were trying to get your dad to join.
Yeah.
Why? Did he have a bike?
Like he's a biker. He's a biker. Right?
Okay.
Like, he's 100% a biker, right? But it's just like, yeah. Hey, you're fun. Like, come on. Like, no. Just fucking chill. I can tell you.
There's a lot of guys in that life who like aren't like, I don't get like how do they make money? Like, are they just like meth dealers or like, because there's a lot of dudes in that life who can like allegedly, like I watch a lot of YouTube stuff on MCs, and there's guys who like can't afford to pay their monthly dues, which is like $100 or $200 a month.
Well, up
here,
that shit is like it. Like I said, it's like the fucking mob. It's all incorporated with fucking legit businesses these days. Up here, I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I just I wonder what their thing is, because I know the mob does like construction or whatever, like all kinds of stuff.
I was going to say
the only strip clubs are a popular one.
That was one. Yeah, the one that I knew that was out of Vineland, it was a pagans chapter, but it was like not like it was like you said, like one of their like lower, like not like it's like an affiliated gang or whatever.
It's a support club or something like that. It's like it's like the minor leagues or whatever. Like
their farm team, like you called it. But yeah, their farm team had a place. It was a chop shop in Vineland.
The prospects.
Yeah, the place in Vineland was like a chop shop for cars, but they were also like a drug middlemaning place. So when they got busted like every which way a fucking Sunday. It was guns, drugs, stolen cars, possession of stolen items, and then like I think human trafficking too, because they were implicated in like a prostitution ring. So like they got the fucking book thrown at them. But yeah, that was their cover, was like a fucking auto parts store, but it wasn't like, it was like a real greasy one. So like yeah, they got caught fairly easily, and they were also like a very low level part of the gang.
The guy that was the chef I was telling you about.
Shit that's pretty legitimate, right? Pretty legitimate business, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I was turned drinking age in Fort McMurray, and fucking HA owned well, there was 2 strip clubs in town, but they owned the better one, right? But there was nothing wrong with the scummier one either. Like actually, I kind of like that one better.
It's got charm.
Oh, it was like a hole in the wall. Like it was one of those like bars where like there's actually 3 different bars, but it's all the same bar, and they all have 3 different names, right?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So it was what was it? It was the oil can, because this is Alberta oil country, right? So it was the oil can, Diggers, and then Teasers. Teasers was the obviously the strip part of it, right?
Yeah.
And fuck, I remember like I wasn't even fucking drinking age yet, right? When I moved down there, and I'm like hanging out with my uncle, right? Like, you know, not probably getting to the bar, walking in with him, right? So like ended up seeing like both strip clubs in the same day, like going out for steak, all this shit, right? And you know, I came down there from the rural Yukon. So to me, at like 18 years, like not even 18 years old, just walking into a place, like no cover charge, free. Like I could just walk into a place and there's tits out. Like that was mind blowing at that age, right? As you can imagine.
Well, yeah, the place for me that was
still
Delilah's. Yeah, the Delilah's in Atlantic City. It's closed. It got closed during COVID. But that was the first place where there was no cover charge. But also the place was, you call it a hole in the wall. There was literally a hole in the wall, and that's where you would get lap dances for private dances. There was just a fucking part where they pried apart the fucking siding underneath the stairs and put like a velvet couch in there, and you would go behind this like little staircase wall divide, like the Harry Potter room. You would go there and get fucking grinded on by some fucking Russian chick. It was so good. Yeah, no cover charge. They made you buy 2 drinks.
I've never got a lap dance.
Have you ever been to a strip club? Man,
they
one time.
Go to Quebec, man. They let you fucking play with their titties and everything.
Yeah, I heard that. They do full nude too, right?
I went one.
There's never not full nude in Canada.
Yeah, down here it's like Long Island.
There's no gentleman's club. It's dealer bar. You're gonna see everything.
I got duped my first time, and I've actually heard them talk about this on O&A. But when I was in Long Island, we got duped going to a gentleman's club. But it wasn't even a gentleman's club because that's like par nude, where they wear bottoms, and then top is optional. But they had it was a cabaret is what it was called. So they couldn't show nipples, so they would take their tops off and they'd have tassels on. And then for a buck they would give you a lap dance, and it was like it was horrible. It was the worst. We went there to watch a football game, and at halftime they pulled the fucking screen up, and all these fucking just 300-pound like Suffolk County fucking bus driver strippers come out and are like, "Are you ready for the halftime show?" And they get like a fucking pitcher that's filled with ping pong balls, and me and my friends all look at each other like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like whatever's about to happen is gonna fucking scar us. So we just all left.
When you said ping pong balls, I'm intrigued. Are they about to start firing them across the room?
See, like I said, like at this point in my life, I would fucking love to see that, right? But I get you. But at a certain point in your life, you like you said, you can just fucking sense what's coming, and you're like, yeah, no, let's bail on this fucking,
gotta get out of here.
It was just like every step of the way it was a dupe, and I can only like they're probably not even going to use those the way I would in my head imagine them using. They're going to play beer pong and probably take a nipple tassel off or some dumb shit like that.
Well, but that's even worse.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even make for a good story. Like at that point, so I was like, "Fuck it, let's leave while we're ahead."
Yeah, you like left the movie like 45 minutes in. You're like, I'm cutting my losses and getting the fuck out of here. I don't want to see the ending of this shit show. Like, just got the fuck out of there.
But it turns out Black Phillip was the devil the whole time, Jacob, and they weren't talking like retards.
Well, but like I said,
that movie stunk.
My opinion on that shit. I was just disappointed that I didn't actually get to see a talking goat.
Damn it. Yeah, like right. That would have
internet memes, and you're like, that's literally the most legit complaint I've heard. Yeah.
Bro, I
that.
was so high on edibles watching that shit, and I was just like, it was like a bad trip. Like I was like, oh, dude, I was watching it. We were watching it with my girl's family, and I ate like a bag of gummies in the bathroom, and then like an hour, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? I started having a panic attack. We sucked.
Yeah. Well,
Not my cup of tea.
I was disappointed by it, but it was worth it to be made just so that I could hear your fucking friend there just go the bitch.
The bitch. I love it. I love
it. I almost fucking pissed myself.
The Vivitch. Who the actual fuck lights like Zippo joints? Like I
tried.
No,
exactly right. I'd be like, fucking, like you're better not be lighting my joint with that, or
it's like it just tastes like a fucking kerosene heater.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you're standing at a gas pump and just breathing in fumes directly out of the fucking
you're sitting in my truck with the heat on and the windows up.
Somebody, I guess
my truck just leaks exhaust into the cab. Like I have a CO detector, and like if I have the heat on and the windows up, for some reason with the vents open, the thing reads like 10.0 on the fucking meter. I'm like, I'm lightheaded right now. Getting kind of sleepy.
Just enough to, like post life, like just enough to give you a, like, you're not going to die.
A nice headache.
Right? You're not going to be as upset during rush hour as you would be, right?
No, I just can't use the heat. Yeah. And because it just like pumps the exhaust right into the cabin.
That's
without the heat on, it's fine. So I just like freeze my balls off. Which here it's like 32 right now. That's probably like a summer day to you up in fucking Canada.
But that would be like one of those questions that evokes Pulp Fiction, where fucking Harvey Keitel is like, "Is there anything wrong with the vehicle that I need to know about?" He's like, "Yes, if you turn the heat up, you'll fucking kill yourself from carbon monoxide poisoning."
Oh, and ironically too, Jake's yard is dead in storage. I got that gourmet shit.
Oh my fucking god, dude! Holy shit! Oh, dude. I'm fucking baked. I literally just forgot what we were talking about. I just laughed my balls off.
All right.
I do like that.
That's probably the carbon monoxide.
It's definitely my brain. Should continue this in the car. We could just watch you fucking Kevorkian yourself.
Bro, I was running around doing errands last night. And I got home and like my fucking heart was pounding. And I felt lightheaded, and I was like, "What's going on?" Fucking ears are ringing.
Dude, for real, get back in the get back in the Civic, man. Like you're gonna die in that.
The Corolla. Nah, the Corolla, the trunk leaks water, so now the car smells like fucking mildew. So I have to get that taken care of. But no,
carbon monoxide.
No, you just don't run the heat, and you're good. But it was cold last night, so I ran the heat for a little bit, and I gassed myself out. I turned it on when I was warming it up. I had the heat blasting. Got in there. It smelled like gasoline, dude. Just had the windows all the way down, rolling down the road doing 60.
I've lived in pretty cold places and like driven with people where like, oh, there just is no heat. I think that's preferable to your situation because then you're not going to be tempted, right? And
yeah, so the heat works great.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll run the heat just with like the windows down and hope for the best. Like, kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. But
I worked with this guy in Louisiana that had a van that like same deal, like no heat, and but he also he was in a band, so they were using his van as like the tour van. So he ripped all the seats out of his van. It was like a big Econoline, like 350 with like the whole fucking painter's package where everything like hooks in and clamps in and shit. So it was a nice van, but like had no heat, and like it happened to be the middle of like November when it gets unseasonably cold at night because it's like so damp down in the swamp that like it gets chilly at night. So We're like cruising around in his van with no fucking heat. The windows have to be down for one reason, or I think one of them was just like broken that way. But there's no fucking seats either. So I'm sitting on a fucking tire. My friend Patty's in a hammock that the guy's like fastened from one end of the fucking van to the other. And he takes a left turn, and I have beer like on my lap, and there's like she's got like snacks and shit in the hammock, and he just takes a left turn without giving us due warning, and all the beer goes flying out of the top of the fucking case, and like all the snacks go, and like everything hits the wall. It ended up being okay, but like, dude, every single one of those fucking beers was like so shucking up when we first got them, and like it's like, Frankie, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I'm supposed to tell you guys to hang on. I forgot. It's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
He's like, we had, and it was ironic too. Like this was like night, and like we
turn.
We didn't realize there was only one fucking turn the entire way because he drove it.
He fucked it up.
It's like literally you had one job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Satanic black magic. Sick shit. Fucking quiz. I came in the house tonight and that scene just like happened to be on. I was like, oh fuck yeah.
Oh, where Paulie's, but you sent me that where Paulie's talking to the medium.
Smashes a chair.
Doesn't he like throw the guy too?
Some psychic shit.
I watched that shit.
That's what this is. I just like have it. I put it on for the dog, and then when I get home, I like watch a little bit with him because I just like put TV on from when I leave. He's seen the fucking series like twice through now, probably.
Yeah.
The dog's got better opinions on The Soprano than I do.
Yeah. He's just a yappy little guinea.
I watched the odd episode back in the day. I've been kind of like I think I'm on season 3. I've been taking a hiatus, but I'm watching it for like the first time ever, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like I watched
jealous.
it enough to like recognize characters before, but not fucking plot arcs and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like Tony's.
Yeah, not me, just like rattling off fucking lines and shit.
Right. No.
It is one of those ones where the rewatchability is like definitely there. Like I had the same approach to it. I would see an odd episode here or there, like because my family didn't have HBO, but then my dad at some point got it.
Exactly, right.
Yeah, and like it's a great show. It was fun watch. Like you could pop it on like any episode, any season, pretty much. Like save like the last episode or last few episodes maybe where it's super.
Well, see now the internet had already started to take over by that point.
Yeah,
so I very much recall the controversy over the last episode, even though I've never seen the last episode. Like I know how it ends and everything, right?
It's kind of funny too.
I knew how it ended before I even ever saw it.
Right?
Because it's so talked about.
Like I said, that was, but like Sopranos it was like the Sopranos was like it's HBO, so it was like the Game of Thrones of its time, and then. Like Oz, I fucking watched start to fucking finish. Oz, I fucking love.
I never fucked with that show, but I heard great things. But everybody in my college, we had 3 shows that were in rotation. It was The Sopranos, The Wire, and Oz, and I only was Sopranos usually. But
fucking damn near everyone in Oz went on to like greater and better fucking things based just off that, right? I don't know. Fucking the one guy was one of my favorite guys. His career did not seem to get better after that. I blame poor choices. I don't really know what that story is, but it was like, yeah, no, like you're actually a good character and shit. And it's like now you're on some made for TV movie and an insurance commercial.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it was like and meanwhile,
though he's still getting paid.
A lot of the guys from that went on to Lost, which I never actually watched all of, right? But a lot of the guys from Oz went on to Lost.
Never seen Lost. I've heard of Oz, but I don't know what it's about.
It's about prison.
I've never seen
brutal
The Wire.
Prison shit. Brutal prison shit. It's great. Right?
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
You got your Nazis.
Pretty...
You got your Nazis and your mob contingent. You're a fucking Italian mafia contingent in Oz, and a couple of Irish.
Oz, I would be into Oz because I like watching like the prison dudes on YouTube telling stories about jail and shit. Like there's guys that just got out a few years ago. I think that's just interesting. I would have to check that out. Yeah. I'm like a one trick pony with shows and movies. I like narco shit and fucking mob shit. Like
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
watch other movies, but
see, I would generalize that more for myself, and I would say crime, right? Like
yeah,
whether
true crime or just
it's
crime in general.
but just like I said, like you said, mob shit, gangster shit, fucking vigilante shit, whatever, prison shit, all
Even
that.
some bank robbing shit, some heist shit.
Oh
I can
no,
get down
no,
with
that's
that.
still no, that would top the charts. That would top the charts.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nothing like a good bank rob movie.
I
Joe, what do you think of the
I
town?
watched Point Break when I was like fucking 6, 7 years old, and I was like, I want to learn to surf, and I want to skydive, and I want to knock off the bank.
I want to hang out with Swayze.
No,
I watched that with my
haven't
mom
done
when
any
I
of
was like
those things
10.
yet, but there's still time. There's still time.
I watched that with my mom when I was like 10, and I thought it was like the coolest fucking movie ever. Like,
Which one, Point Break or The Town?
yeah, Point Break. The town was fucking awesome. I watched
No,
that like
Tom's
6 months ago.
Well, I'd actually watch shit about like the phenomenon within that part of
Yeah,
Boston
yeah.
with bank robbery shit. When I was watching the town, I was like, like, oh yeah, like this is the fucking I know what this guy's talking about, right? Like
Yeah. Highest
see shit on
concentration of
it.
bank robberies in like any.
Yeah.
Is it on Earth or is it just in America?
I'm not sure. There was some documentary on like Prime or Hulu or YouTube or something. I watched something like a while ago about that too. Like a bunch of Southie guys telling stories about how
Yeah, it's funny. There's the highest concentration of bank robberies, whether it be country, world,
they all
whatever.
robbed the banks.
But then the highest concentration of lottery winners too, because of the Sugar Hill Gang, or not Sugar Hill Gang. That's the fucking rap.
Oh, yeah,
group
Whitey.
with the Whitey Bulger's
I
crew.
think they
yeah.
were called the Sugar Hill Gang,
I
or were
thought
they
that was the
called?
rap group.
Maybe they named themselves after them.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, I think you might be. I'm not gonna fucking bet any money on it, but I think you might be onto something there, Jake. That sounds familiar to me.
They typically name themselves after real gangsters. 50
Yeah.
Cent was an actual like thug in like the 80s. And 50 Cent took his name. Rick Ross obviously took
Scarface
Rick
was
That's a little different. That's a little different, right? Yeah, that's just like that
Rick.
guy's.
That's his literal name.
Yeah, no, that was just fucking like I could go off on a whole
The real Rick Ross lost that lawsuit.
freeway. Yeah,
Rick
no,
Ross
I know,
is
I know.
rappers
I
allowed to
love
keep
that
using the
shit.
name.
Yeah, fucking no. Fuck.
It couldn't go to a bigger scumbag too. Like
Lee
Rick Ross the
watched-
rapper's such
Lee
a
Yeah,
watched-
fucking X screw, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, I just like, no. It's of all the injustices in the world, that one kind of stands out. Like, you need a ninth circle of hell for that one. Not even joking.
They could have let him use the name, but they should have cut off a fat check for the real Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there should
Like,
have
if you're
been
gonna
there should have been some sort of fucking
give him
arrangement.
$10 million and let him go on his fucking way. I'm sure he would have been happy with that, and I'm sure the record label could have afforded it. But they just took it all the way.
You want to?
He probably lost money on the trial.
But with Rick Ross, if you want, like that's like one of the most inspiring stories I've ever came across in my entire fucking life. Like Rick Ross going to jail, not knowing how to read, teaching himself how to read, then studying law books to the point where he got himself off from like he was one of the largest fucking coke fucking convictions in fucking history. And he got himself out of jail, like that. Like if that's not inspiring,
not only like it's inspirational that he got himself out of jail. It would be one thing. It was just like a regular routine coke trafficking thing. He was in the middle of an international espionage cocaine trafficking ring and managed to like teach himself how to basically be defensive while you're being pulled by some of the world's most major like terrorist fucking organizations and the CIA all working simultaneously as like your boss, and he managed to get his way out of that. That is so impressive.
When did he go into fucking prison anyways? What
80
was that? 1980.
I think it was like 88, 89 or something like that. Because
He did 26 years.
Because like if something like that came up like post like fucking 9/11, like it probably would just fucking had his ass in Guantanamo for fuck's sakes.
Oh, easily,
yeah, right. Like fuck
the impressive thing to me is that at the beginning of his story, he calls it. He started off with an 8-track, which I guess was like an eighth. And he turned that into like 9 zillion kilos. He owned like fucking hotels and like apartment buildings. Like I don't know. That's fucking. I guess it was easier to fucking. You could just like buy shit with cash back then. Like nowadays, it's like
Oh,
different. You know
fuck.
what I mean?
Way easier, way
Yeah.
easier back then,
Yeah.
for sure, right? For sure, right?
Now you can't even
Yeah,
bring like
well, I mean,
$10,000 on a
like I said,
plane.
like picture the fucking point where like ATMs were not a common thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like fucking because everyone still carried fucking cash, right? And people
Well,
were fucking paid in cash. And
did you ever hear the scam Joey Diaz used to do? What the one that he got popped for? I forget if it was the first or the second time that he got popped in Boulder, Colorado. But he used to do that scam where they didn't have. It was pre like ATMs, at least in Denver. Like Denver, I guess would have been the only place they had him. But he was like living somewhere in the mountains, and he was saying that you could go to all the metropolitan branches in Denver and then back up to where he lived in the mountains and hit the local branches there in one day. What you do is you have a credit card, take out the maximum withdrawal that you can on the credit card, and their computers only report that credit as
every
being applied
once
at
every,
4.
you know,
So you could like get like 9 banks in one fucking day if you're quick about it. And then like he was able to like get all this cash and just fucking disappear basically because it was a
yeah.
stolen credit card. But yeah, like that's like you could do shit like that. Nowadays
And
they'd
there
have you before you even get to the second bank. Like,
and there probably
the
wasn't even
like
like surveillance cameras. And if they
oh
were, they
fuck
probably,
no.
you
Like
know what
like
I
the
mean?
the 80s, like late 70s, early 80s, fucking like that was like the golden age of credit card fraud,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
it was so easy to do. Like you could walk into a fucking department store and just by bothering the bitch and getting her to make a phone call, like fake some shit together and walk away paying for your shit with free, like you said, shit like that. Like you must have looked at that fucking anarchist cookbook once or twice in your
Oh,
life.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
no, exactly.
PDFs
And
of
then
it.
you
Yeah,
go
like
reading through like all the old shit, and they're explaining all the like old credit card scams from back
the
in the day.
the
And you're like,
the
oh
fake ID
my god,
scam too.
amazing. You're like, this would never work today, but like, what a time to be alive.
The fake ID scam was in I forget if it's in that book, if it's in one of the supplements, because there was like an annex that the dude
Oh
wrote,
yeah,
and
no, it was like a whole ongoing fucking
yeah,
thing for like decades. Yeah.
one of like the supplements was like it's like how you can fake both, like you could like forge like visas and fucking like IDs, like pretty much anything but like a passport, like because a passport's like a hard, like it's like a like hard to get, like the physical passport, like you could like fake the inner material but the actual jacket or whatever's hard to replicate. So like he was saying that like you take it and you just
That
like
makes sense.
you get like a fucking like piece of fucking like piano wire or something like that, and you run it like several times over until like the raised abrasion is like all that's left, and like the inner abrasion, which is usually like where the ink would go, is like so it's like slightly lighter, and then you photocopy it over and over again until it gets darker. And like I was like, okay, that's actually like kind of fucking smart, because like
Oh
you're
yeah,
under
no, that's
yeah.
almost into that. Remember we had a conversation about the F is for fake, the fucking Orson Welles shit with the art fraud,
Oh yeah, that was
art forgery.
fucking
Yeah. No, like I said, now you're starting to get on to like, no, now you're starting to get on the fucking level, right?
yeah.
Like, yeah, no, that's some wild shit, right?
Scams have always been something that's fascinated me. Like they're just like in general, like con scams, like anything like that. I'm a fan of heist movies, like because of the heist, but like anything that's brilliant, like where you're able to coordinate something on such a like Joey Diaz was one person doing that, and he was able to scam like easily like $20,000 in a day in the 80s. Like that's probably like $80,000 today. You would have to go and outright rob a bank to get that done. Like that's impressive. And
You
like
wouldn't even get
That's
80,000.
very impressive.
yeah, like I mean
You wouldn't even get anywhere near 80,000.
it,
My favorite Joey Diaz scam was he would just go into like a Kmart, like he would to like get gifts for his daughter or whatever, just to get money. He would just pick something off the shelf, walk to the front and return it, and then just get like the fucking money.
Yeah, I've done that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now Kmart, when
That
Kmart was
one
still
was
around, they
actually
had like
fucking
fucking loss prevention guys walking around and shit.
yeah. Fuck.
People getting hemmed up in Kmart all the time.
We did try we tried it at Checkers or Rallies, whichever the fuck one it was in Hempstead, and then we tried it at McDonald's. McDonald's didn't let us do it. They were way too on. They were on the people trying it, but the Rallies was like they did not give a fuck. You know that scam
Let
in
you do
Trailer
what?
Park. You know that scam in
Yeah,
Trailer
no.
Park Boys?
I was taught that one like long
Yeah.
before I saw it on Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah,
too.
like you go through and you either pull a receipt out of the garbage, which we didn't do, but like there was one that was just laying next to the car, and we're like, oh, like if they ask, that's the receipt. But yeah, you just go in and be like, hey, we were here 10 minutes ago, and you guys like messed up our order totally. Like we got 2 burgers, you only gave us 1. There was like 3 fries, we only got 2. Like just like make up an order missing shit, and they'll just fill it in for you. And most of the time, be like apologetic to you. And then in the movie, Ricky, of course, is like, you guys got to get your shit together. Like, as he's stealing the food.
Yeah, gotta go a little extra. Yeah.
We didn't do that, but like we got away with it like once, and then McDonald's told us to like fuck right off. Like they were busy as fuck, and we're like, you can come in if you want.
But that's just it. Once upon a time, you get away with that shit. You didn't even need no receipt. You just got to be an ignorant cunt enough. Yeah. During a busy period, like you said, and they're like they just fucking throw food at you to get you the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the new age scam like that is people just go into fast food restaurants and just take DoorDash orders off the shelf.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I would get there and they'd be like, the workers would be like, someone already took that order, and I'm like, I got it here like on my phone. Like, what do you mean? They're like, someone was here like 2 minutes ago. They walked out with it. I'm like, like I don't know. Like, you're gonna have to make it again, bud. Like, I don't know what you want me to fucking.
This is your problem, not mine. Yeah.
And then a lot of places would actually make you start like showing the phone. But yeah, that was like a big. I mean, if I was hungry and fucking desperate, I would just. There's bags just sitting there. I would just walk in and be like, have my phone in my hand. Thank you very much.
Some people that can afford food would do that just for shits.
Yeah, just
right? Like drunk with your buddies, like, oh hey, look, they already got food made for us. Basically, like I would rather grab a fucking energy drink than a gas station coffee. Even though 7-Eleven has some decent coffee, but you can't rely on it location to location. Like it's like they never clean their shit or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, the fucking 7-Eleven coffee, fucking chocolate macadamia near my place is fantastic. But the one downtown, almost made me throw up, like yeah, like I said, there's like that much of a discrepancy where you're like, oh, this is really good. And then you try one at a different location, you're just like pulling a face, like you drank a fucking strong drink or something, right?
Yeah.
Tastes like real bitter and like fucking
or just fucking
musty.
I don't know, man. Nah, I've had bad experiences, right? I fucking like I said, I'll pick with the ones I know.
There's only like one place that I've notorious like I will recommend, like if I find a cup of coffee I like around town, there's a cup of coffee I like around town. Here it's called Bailey Grind. Check them out.
They're good.
$9.50. Yeah, fantastic coffee. Used to be a little bit better when it was coffee, etc., but still for what it is, not too bad, and their prices.
Damn, what a backhanded compliment.
I mean,
check out the Bailey Grind. I love them. They used to be better when they were a different store, but
no, they were a different owner.
Just
and they had
shit all over them.
They had a better menu. They had a bigger menu. It's a good endorsement for me. Fuck off.
It's not a good endorsement. You're just like critiquing this place. Like you need to make a bigger menu, Bailey Grind.
I streamlined a bit or whatever, right?
I love you, but
we all understand that. You got to do what you got to do.
Anyway, the only place I'll outright endorse, hands down, go there. Cup of Jane in Raleigh, North Carolina. Go to Cup of Jane. My friend Mandy works there. It is the best business model I've ever fucking seen for any coffee shop. They have a little tow-along trailer that they park at job sites, and then they have 2 chicks that are dressed in lingerie and heels serve you coffee and bagels and shit. Right. And it is fan-fucking-tastic. My friend Mandy, her and my other friend from Raleigh, Jamie, are the reason. I'm sorry.
They work there.
Yeah. Oh no, Jamie's
with the things and the things
Oh yeah. No, Mandy worked there. Yeah, Mandy was one of the baristas there, and she did so my friend Jamie, he's a guy. He was my chef buddy. Shout out Jamie. Jamie used to take me to this bar, and on Tuesday nights they had an EDM night. And Mandy, after her job working at Cup of Jane, she would put on like an EDM outfit, like fishnet stockings and like neon fuzzy boots and dye her hair blue or whatever, and then come out and serve like edibles to people. Like sometimes cupcakes, like that were just real cupcakes, but sometimes she had edibles. But yeah, she would come out, and like I was one of the few people that wasn't trying to like hit on her because she was an EDM scene chick. I just liked her because she was like one of the people that also was service industry in Raleigh. So me and her got along really well. But when she wasn't doing the cupcake thing, it's like she would just be there as a civilian. Me and her got really drunk with Jamie and this other chick one night, and we were the last people in the bar, so we took like 100 photos on the Touch Tunes jukebox of all of us mooning it, and it's like me and the Jamie and then the two chicks. So the owner of the bar kind of like came in the next day, saw like 100 of these photos, and was like, "All right, nice," because we were smart, we had chicks do it. From there on out, everybody would moon that fucking Touch Tunes, and he got the fucking thing removed because he's like, I'm sick of coming in here and seeing like 19 guys fucking asses.
19 miles of ass. Yeah.
He like literally got it removed from the bar because he was sick of our shenanigans. It's like, look what you started.
That's one of my favorite moments from fucking Californication is fucking Hank there. He fucking just meets some chick and she talks about it like, oh, I got this dog with my boyfriend, and like now she's cheating on him with him or whatever, like her ex-boyfriend, whatever. And it's like, well, she convinces him to go steal the dog back, right?
Yeah.
And he ends up stealing the wrong fucking dog. like the best part is it's like you have a dog named Cat Stevens. It's like, that's amazing. And then so like since it's not the right fucking dog, he gives it to the kid or whatever, right, to his daughter, right? And then but like from then on he calls the dog Yusef. Like, and that's some brilliant fucking shit, right?
It really is. That's a fucking brilliantly written show for
that's
so many reasons.
That's a well-crafted fucking joke, right? Like I said, it's like not everybody's gonna get it, but for the people that fucking get it, that's just chef's kiss shit. Right?
I've never really given Californication the chance that it deserves. Like I watched the first season in college. I told you that. Like I really liked it. I haven't rewatched it, and I remember liking it so goddamn much, and it being such a like snarky show. The writing on that show for the little girl is like the most brilliant writing for any kid dialogue, short of maybe God Bless America. Just because.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Like Bobcat.
Yeah, like because like it's understanding your subject in a way where you're giving your like I don't like when little kids sound like adults, but like when you give the kid something funny to say, but it's in the context of a little kid. Like she's his daughter, and like every time she's like being constructive, it makes him look like an asshole. And there's something about that is brilliant because it's like the dichotomy of her being the parent to her own parent is great. Just kind of like in God Bless America, where it's like this dude's on the vengeance, and she kind of has to like explain how to be like on a vendetta. Like I like that. I think that's really like very subtle but like well done and like well crafted, like.
Hey, what did you think of I forget his name, but the guy that did Green Room and Hold the Dark, but Blue Ruin.
Blue
what
Ruin.
Did you think of Blue Ruin? Did you see that one?
I love both of them. I love Blue Ruin and Green Room despite them. Jeremy Soliner, I think the guy's name is.
Jeremy Sol.
Yeah.
Kanye.
And yeah, and the guy that he's got in that movie and he's in other stuff, his name is like Macon something or other. Macon, he's the main character in Blue Ruin, but he's also a filmmaker, and he made that movie called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, and he's like in it for a second, but he's the main character in Blue Ruin.
Which one is that though? Because like I'm not sure if I've seen the I Don't Feel at Home. I'm not sure if I've seen that or I've passed it over a million times.
That's a really fun one. It's a very dumb movie, but it's got Elijah Wood in it, and I can't remember the chick that's in it, but she's
Oh
in.
yeah, he's the fucking weirdo neighbor.
Yeah, he's like
With
he's
the
just doing like a
non-talking
Walter
movement.
Sobchak
It's
impression,
like a
and
long
like
guy, right?
yeah,
No,
they're
but his heart's in the right place, and it's all very no, but anyway, like just getting back to Blue Ruin. The only reason why I brought that up is because we mentioned the whole vengeance burn movies. Like after I've done this, I'm going back to that Dead Man's Shoes,
yeah.
right? But what I really liked about that was that, like, he wasn't goddamn the secret agent, covert Vietnam guy with secret fucking, Tibetan monk training. Like, no, he was just some fucking schlub, right? He was like
Yeah.
living in his fucking car, and somebody killed his sister, and he loved his sister enough that he's like, well, I'm gonna fucking get done what needs to get done. Like
Yeah.
insert John Wayne voice, like,
That
that's what I loved about that, man.
I like how every like time he tries to kill someone too, he fucks up. Like every bit of it is like it's violent, but the violence, I guess, is amplified by the fact that he fucks it up. Like every step of like when the time he stabs the guy,
Never
he
goes
fucks it up.
smooth.
Yeah, exactly. It's real. It's like it's very authentic, and it does that in
Yeah.
Green Room too. I like the way it's handled in Green Room a little bit more because it's explored a little bit better. They use different.
Green Room is so much more stylish and
Yeah.
fucking, like there's a whole lot of other fucking adjectives to throw onto that, but it's right, considering they did have like somewhat similar themes, very very different movies.
Yeah, they
But
like
Hold the Dark I really like too.
I never saw that one.
That's worth a watch.
Okay, is that the same director or is that just
Same director? Yeah, same
okay,
director.
right on. I like that guy. Soliner. He's a good filmmaker. I like yeah. There's something about films that appeal to like I don't know. Like I just was telling Jake on the last bit about Death Race 2000 and how I love that fucking movie.
I've never seen the original.
It's like one of the best fucking movies ever just because it's 70s. Like, so there was a shitload of cocaine in the writer's room. There was a shitload of cocaine on the set. There's a shitload of cocaine while they're editing it. And then the entire thing is just like it's a bigger idea than the 70s would ever be able to permit, even with a bigger budget. But the idea is so grandiose and like underwhelmingly executed that it's perfect. And when you have that like middle ground of like, well, it's a really good story with a really lofty idea, but it's like clearly like they could barely pack the LA Coliseum on like a Wednesday afternoon to get like the initial establishing shot of everybody launching them off, which by the way is fantastic because like it's the 70s, so everything, all bets were off. They just have an entire race team that's dedicated to the Third Reich. So it's this Jewish guy and a Bavarian looking chick with gold helmets with swastikas on them, and the guy looks just like Rick Moranis, which is like even fucking better. It's like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs, and he's the navigator, and he gets them lost, and they go flying off a cliff and blow up. Which, dude, you could like, which by the way, this is written by a Jewish guy. Nowadays, they would be like, oh, they have a Nazi that's triggering, like, but like the irony of it coming full circle, and then them talking about like making double entendres throughout the entire movie because it's a movie about a race. They make purity that they must ensure the purity of the race, like meaning they must play by the rules, like, like it's. Yeah, like
now I got like you know what, like I was always aware that was a thing, right? I was like, oh, seems like a good classic. It's something that I should get around to eventually. Now I'm sold.
Yeah, we were talking about Apocalypse Now the other day, and I think that was what sprungboarded into it because I wanted to do a podcast about like we could probably me and you
about that. Yeah,
we could do like Jake. Have you ever seen it all the way through Apocalypse Now?
No.
You should,
or maybe in school in history through film. But I was fucking sleeping through that shit.
There's two versions of it. Yeah.
I want to watch it, right? Like, okay, well now I want to watch both versions of it, right? But I want to watch that fucking documentary on how horrendous of a fucking film it was to make, because I already know a lot of the major stories behind it. But I want to watch that documentary, right?
Yeah,
Like just the
Hearts
fact
of
that
Darkness.
Dennis Hopper, yeah, was paid exclusively in cocaine is I'm in.
Yeah, there's like
He's like, you want me to fucking fly to Columbia? He's like, well, I'll do it under condition.
they like wouldn't they
Like,
had to coax him out of his
okay.
trailer, and it was like the conversation literally went, what is it gonna take for you to stay in this movie? And he said about 3/4 of an ounce of cocaine, and somebody went, got it. That was like
Yeah.
then Marlon Brando apparently wasn't supposed to be that fat either, and he was
Well, no,
yeah,
that is known for sure. That part is
refused to
known.
read the script entirely and like improv all his fucking lines, and Coppola was like ready to fucking strangle him. Like it was like 3 fucking years this movie took to fucking make, and like they kept having to shut it down periodically for all, like, because I was telling you about this, all the action shots. There was a fucking Laotian civil war going on
Yeah.
at the same time they were filming this, so all of the fucking helicopters they were using for the aerial shot for the what was his name, Kilgore, the
Right,
Kilgore,
March of the Valkyries or Rise of the
yeah,
Valkyries there, yeah.
yeah, that sequence,
Uh,
they would keep having to fucking peel the actual helicopters off to go bomb Laos, like drop real ordnance on fucking rebel
no,
fighters.
I just fucking cribbed that off you and passed that on to some other people like recently, right? Because
Yeah.
well, me and this guy in a group chat were talking about Iran Contra.
Oh
Right,
shit, okay, that's
and
interesting.
yeah, and then it led to him saying that like he wished he had joined the military so that he could just like go fucking like fuck spies and blah blah blah, sell coke, right? And like this chick, she's like, I thought that was your comment, right? To me, I was like, and I said no, I just wanted to join the military so I could fly helicopters, and then I posted that fucking clip. But then I told him that like, yeah, no, turns out these were actual attack helicopters that were on loan, and like while they're filming, they're like, oh shit, we gotta fucking bring our helicopters back to the fucking military so they can go deal with some shit. I thought that was fascinating.
The only one that like of that really sticks out, because apparently it keeps happening, because this happened allegedly in Poltergeist as well.
Oh
But
shit! Oh yeah, no, that's the
yeah,
first movie.
completely different fucking movies, but both apparently had the same fucking thing happen. And I don't know how you can let the ball fucking slip this hard when you're in Hollywood. But yeah, there was the production, Apocalypse Now's production got shut down for like a couple of months because they were involved in a grave robbing scandal, because one of the dudes for the sequence where they're pulling up to the compound that Kurtz is in, when they get there, there's like a bunch of dead bodies. Like there's one scene in the original and Redux where the guy's chopping the hanging body off and it falls into the water while fucking chef's on the boat. Like apparently like some of those bodies were real dead bodies. Those were real cadavers that were stolen from a fucking morgue that like a couple of miles away, and like they just had some random local guy on set that was like their fixer, like they're kind of
He's like, I got a contact.
yeah, and he just went and fucking like robbed like a dozen dead bodies, and then like they go to the morgue. Morgue's fucking empty. They're like, well, they didn't just wander off, so where the fuck did they go? Found out that they were being used in this movie, and the whole thing got shut down. And there was like fucking like police, like military police called in and shit like that. It was a whole fucking nightmare. But yeah, apparently the same thing happened in Poltergeist too. That scene where they're in the swimming pool, the body that pops out, that's a real cadaver. I don't know why I know that, but it's happened multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's all that. There's a whole bunch of shit behind Poltergeist, and so that's one of the curse.
Oh, and what's her name? Fucking died from an impacted bowel too. And allegedly it was Spielberg.
Oh,
Yeah, the one the
Jesus.
little girl, the They're Here girl, she died of a bowel obstruction, and like there's like rumors that Steven Spielberg was the one that did it, and there also was like medical attention she could have received that was conveniently disregarded at pertinent times and life-saving moments. So.
See, now I didn't quite know that part of it.
Was she still in the movie?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like she died after the movie came out, but yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we got
Fucking
1
dark.
minute.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark shit around
million to
Spielberg.
one shot, Doc. Million to one shot.
Million to one shot. I just fucking watched that episode yesterday too. You're the ass man. All right, Lee, you got anything to plug?
Nah.
Jake, you got anything?
I'm like George. I'm going out on a high note with that one.
Fair enough.
Line of the day. No,
Line of the
I
day.
just wanted to thank Lee for coming on. It's fucking awesome. And I just wanted to say shout out to the Secret Stanhope fucking group and all of our buds in there. And fucking Remington who started it, even though he's MIA.
Yeah.
Fucking
A lot of people are MIA in that group. A lot of
I was
people.
gonna say it's not what it used to be, but that's how
we're all
met,
still there.
So.
Yeah, we're still kicking.
I still post
Not all of us,
when I rarely post in one of those
R.I.P.
groups.
Unique.
I don't go in like Camille's
Sonic.
colorful, or I'd go in the Secret Stanhope when I post or Stan Hop. It's still have two P's. Fucking retarded.
Stan Hoppy, like the
Yeah. Fucking dumb. He was like, we won't get banned if I add a second P. Like, all right, dude, thermite paint. Fucking knucklehead. But
yeah.
sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah,
you don't get anything.
Lee, thank you for coming on and indulging in one of our $500 Patreon deals. You're the only one that
for sitting through this.
We're gonna pay you $500 for giving us.
I guess I'm into it now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for listening. Everybody can go fuck themselves.
Thanks for 50 episodes. Love you guys.